Time passes differently when you're in Narnia, and for some of the stars of Disney's Chronicles, it's almost like they never left. Peter Pevensie is the oldest Pevensie sibling, and with that role comes a lot of responsibility. In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Peter is tasked with keeping his younger siblings safe while their father is fighting in World War II. He watches over the group when they're sent into the countryside during the London bombings. When they go through the wardrobe into Narnia, Peter learns what it means to be a true leader. He becomes Aslan's champion and leads the battle against the White Witch during the film's explosive climax. His courage, integrity, and strength earn him the title of High King Peter the Magnificent.
Once a king or queen of Narnia, always a king or queen.
Actor William Moseley was just 15 when he was cast as Peter, and was still a teen when the first Narnia was released. Speaking to The Telegraph, he explained how he grew up alongside his character, telling the publication, "When Peter steps through the wardrobe, he's a boy, but when he steps back out of the wardrobe as the story finishes, he's a man." In the years since, Moseley has starred in films like The Silent Mountain and Carrie Pilby. From 2015 to 2017, he co-starred in the E! Network drama The Royals, playing Prince Liam Henstridge. He starred in a Hallmark holiday movie called Christmas in Notting Hill in 2023 and played the title role in The Ballad of Davy Crockett in 2024. The youngest of the Pevensie children, Lucy, is the first to step through the wardrobe into Narnia, where she meets Mr. Tumnus, the fawn.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Tumnus. I'm Lucy Pevensie.
It is Lucy's youthful exuberance and unwavering kindness that leads to her being crowned Queen Lucy the Valiant at the end of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. She then returns to Narnia in Prince Caspian and Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Georgie Henley was 8 years old when she won the part of Lucy Pevensie. As she reached adulthood, she went on to study English literature at the prestigious University of Cambridge, though she kept up her acting career alongside her degree. In her later work, Henley took on characters with much darker inclinations. In 2014, she co-starred with Abigail Breslin in the suspenseful thriller Perfect Sisters, and quickly followed it up with a second thriller, The Sisterhood of Night. In 2019, she was cast as Margaret Tudor in the Starz limited series The Spanish Princess, and Netflix subscribers may recognize her as Pensy from the political thriller series The Diplomat, which scored rave reviews when it hit the streamer in 2023. Being a middle child is never easy, and Edmund Pevensie knows this more than anyone. Constantly playing second fiddle to his older brother, Edmund is bitter, making him an easy target for the White Witch. He betrays his siblings and ends up learning a difficult lesson, yet all is eventually forgiven thanks to Aslan. Edmund comes into his own in Prince Caspian and Dawn Treader as he leaves behind his formerly selfish behavior. London-born actor Skandar Keynes played Edmund in all 3 Chronicles of Narnia films, and audiences really saw Keynes grow up throughout the series. He was 14 when the first film was released and 19 when the final film came out. But his career took a very different path following his role as Edmund. Keynes quit acting and entered the world of politics. In 2015, Keynes became an advisor to MP Crispin Blunt of the Conservative Party and was pictured at the party conference a few years later. It was an unexpected turn of events, but Keynes hasn't totally turned his back on Edmund. In 2022, he tweeted a photo of himself standing next to a snowy lamppost, a clear reference to Narnia. Susan is the eldest Pevensie daughter. Level-headed and nurturing, she isn't as interested in the wonders of Narnia as her siblings, but her goodness and gentle nature proved to be invaluable, earning her the title of Queen Susan the Gentle. At the end of Prince Caspian, Aslan tells her that she will not return to Narnia.
I'm afraid that's just it. I'm not coming back.
Over time, Susan becomes a typical teenager and dismisses Narnia as make-believe. Anna Popplewell, who played Susan, went on to co-star in the 2012 limited web series Halo 4: Forward Unto Dawn, based on the popular video game franchise. The London-born actor landed her first starring role in the 2015 British thriller Freak of Nurture. In 2013, Popplewell joined the cast of the CW period drama Reign, a fictional account of the life of Mary Stuart, Queen of Scots, and her arranged marriage to King Francis de Valois. Popplewell played Lola, one of Mary's ladies-in-waiting and a trusted friend. Reign received high praise from viewers and critics, though it was cancelled after 4 seasons. More recently, Popplewell appeared in the 2023 horror sequel The Nun 2 as the widowed mother, Kate. In Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Lucy and Edmund are visiting the home of their cousin Eustace Scrubb while their older siblings are abroad. Unfortunately, Eustace is a jerk who bullies his cousins for their belief in Narnia.
There once were 2 orphans who wasted their time believing in Narnia nursery rhymes.
He receives a rude awakening when a magical painting transports the three children into the other realm. Though Edmund and Lucy are thrilled to be reunited with their old friend Caspian, Eustace is miserable. He whines about the poor conditions he is expected to endure while on the Dawn Treader, ticking everyone else off. Since Will Poulter's turn as Eustace in Voyage of the Dawn Treader, he's been involved in a variety of projects, from both independent and major studios. He co-starred alongside Jennifer Aniston and Jason Sudeikis in the 2013 comedy We're the Millers. He later joined the Maze Runner franchise that same year, playing Gally, a role which he reprised in 2018's Maze Runner The Death Cure. Poulter played young Jim Bridger alongside Leonardo DiCaprio in the 2015 Oscar-winning drama The Revenant. He then acted in a streak of indie films, including A24's horror hit Midsommar in 2018. More recently, Poulter suited up as Marvel's Adam Warlock, making his debut proper in the 2023 sequel Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Prince Caspian introduces the heroic lost prince of Narnia. Raised by his cruel uncle, Caspian's life is in danger when his aunt gives birth to a new potential heir. He manages to escape his uncle's grasp and eventually meet the Pevensey children. Together they begin a revolution to restore Caspian to his rightful place on the throne. Caspian is later joined by Lucy and Edmund once again in Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Caspian!
Lucy!
Since Ben Barnes played Caspian in the Narnia films, he has since gone on to star in several features, including Killing Bono, The Big Wedding, Jackie and Ryan, By the Gun, and Seventh Son. In 2016, he joined the cast of HBO's sci-fi epic Westworld, playing the sadistic, morally bankrupt Logan. His aptitude for playing nefarious villains continued when he took on the role of Billy Russo in the Netflix series The Punisher. Although he is best known for his acting career, Barnes is also a talented musician and singer. He released an EP in 2021 along with 2 music videos. That same year, Barnes joined the cast of the Netflix fantasy series Shadow and Bone as General Kirigan, a role he reprised in 2023 for the show's 2nd season. He also appeared in Black Mirror in 2023, playing TV Mac in the episode Joan is Awful. The antagonist of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is one of fantasy literature's most infamous baddies. The White Witch is a powerful sorceress who blankets the land of Narnia in a forever winter. Though she calls herself the Queen of Narnia, she is nothing but a charlatan, feared and widely hated in the realm. When the Pevensey children threaten her throne, the White Witch uses dark magic to stop them. In the end, she is defeated by the powers of good.
It is finished.
Since appearing in the franchise, Tilda Swinton has had continued success in both indie and major studio features. In 2008, she won both a Best Supporting Actress Oscar and a BAFTA for her role in Michael Clayton. In 2016, she joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe, playing the Ancient One in Doctor Strange. At the time, Swinton mentioned wanting a standalone Ancient One sequel, but it never materialized. In recent years, Swinton has appeared in Luca Guadagnino's Suspiria, David Fincher's The Killer, George Miller's 3,000 Years of Longing, and Pedro Almodovar's The Room Next Door, among many others. She announced in early 2025 that she was taking a break from acting. When Lucy first enters Narnia, she encounters a faun named Mr. Tumnus. He courteously invites her into his home for a cup of tea, but little does young Lucy realize that Tumnus is a spy for the White Witch. Luckily, a guilt-ridden Tumnus soon tells Lucy all about the evil queen and the curse she has placed over Narnia. He helps her to escape back to her world, and the two part as friends.
No matter what happens, Lucy Pevensey, I am glad to have met you.
Lucy and her siblings later encounter Tumnus, who has been turned to stone as punishment for turning against the White Witch. He's rescued by Aslan, who breaks the spell and brings him back to life. After his appearance in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Scottish actor James McAvoy moved on to several acclaimed films, including the 2006 drama The Last King of Scotland, opposite Forrest Whitaker. In 2007, McAvoy starred in Atonement with Keira Knightley, and then he joined the X-Men film franchise as a young Charles Xavier. McAvoy reprised the role in several films, with rumors suggesting that he could possibly play Professor X again in Avengers: Secret Wars, the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe event movie. In 2019, McAvoy joined the cast of It Chapter 2 as the grown-up Bill Denborough. He was then cast as Lord Asriel in the critically acclaimed HBO Max series His Dark Materials, based on the books by Philip Pullman. The third and final season dropped in 2022. Most recently, McAvoy has had roles in 2024's The Book of Clarence and Speak No Evil. The country house where Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy find themselves seeking refuge is owned by a kindly older man named Professor Kirk. At first, Kirk is an elusive figure who spends his time shut away in his office, but the children soon learn that Kirk is a bit of a jovial eccentric. He listens to the children's problems and offers them wise advice. He also seems to be hiding secret knowledge of his own, alluding to the idea that he himself is a believer in Narnia. Professor Kirk was played by Jim Broadbent, who has had a long, distinguished acting career as one of the most in-demand character actors of his era. Harry Potter fans will likely recognize him as Professor Horace Slughorn from the films The Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince, but he has had many more film credits to his name. These include Hot Fuzz, The Iron Lady, Arthur Christmas, and all 3 Paddington films. In addition, Broadbent featured as Archmaester Ebros in the penultimate season of Game of Thrones. Recent films include Doolittle, The Duke, and Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy.